Okay, day 17 since delivery. This has easily been the most fun night that I've had. The independent rear suspension is complete and lowered in the center section last night. And that was fairly easy. I think I talked about that in the previous video, but I used my handy hoist, ratcheted around it, and just kind of lowered it in with one button or one hand on the button and the other one guiding it in. So that kind of worked out pretty easily. But yeah, independent rear suspension tonight. And a few things that I was going to just make note of, just for myself more than anything. I only have one subscriber as of now. Dad, how's it going? Glad you're subscribed. This is not a listed channel. It's a private channel so far. I don't know if I'm actually going to list it. This was really for me, but and the kids, and just for future note. But I don't know if I continue on, maybe I will. Maybe I'll publicly list the channel. So we'll see. But anyways, like I said, this has been the most fun I've had. And the few things that I noticed, it would be nice if Factory 5 would do a better job of labeling where the parts are in the directions. So, you'll get to a new section and occasionally they'll tell you, open this box for this particular part, but often they don't. There's a lot of steps where they don't actually tell you which box. So I find myself going back to that parts list that they gave me to check off on delivery. And that parts list has been extremely valuable. If I lost it, I'd definitely have to request another one because it really would slow me down to have to go through boxes and boxes to find the next part. Also, a couple things I did to make my life easier. This is the manual that I printed off the internet. It's a two-part manual just for size, but I wanted to print a color one off because it is so much easier seeing in color, seeing your parts, seeing your bolt colors, the zinc, and also just, I don't know, it makes it so much easier to tell. Like, there were times on this where the lower arm, I was able to tell, that the girth was on the bottom side. Right here, you can see that. And of course, in the black and white, you can't see that in the direction. So it just makes it easier. I mean, it was obvious to figure it out, or it took a little bit longer, but it makes it a lot easier in color to be able to see what you're doing. Now, those directions are not completely up to date, and so I have to stick with the manual that came with the kit. But again, I would do that. I recommend anybody, if you're getting into one of these projects, go ahead and download the kit off the site, or download the manual off the site and do some reading. I did that. I read through the entire thing a couple times to get an idea if this was something that I was confident in doing. And so far that's been pretty helpful doing that because I'm remembering what I read before. Other things that I noticed, a tool that you must have, or I think so, is this big Nipix. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, it's a large adjustable wrench, very easy to adjust, and of course a large crescent too. But that large adjustable wrench, that made it easy for me to go in, especially right here. This bracket on this lower arm was too tight, and it's about a 1/16 of an inch tight. All four, both the lower arms and the toe adjustment link was right there. That one was also squeezed in too tight. And so makes it really tough to try to get that in. And that Nipix made it very easy to just grab a hold of it, bend it out just a hair, and then cinch it back down when I torqued it down. Another thing that I've done, and I've continued to do, I got this from another video from somebody else that I'd watched. That was another thing I did once I figured I was going to do this. I watched every video online that I could find, and that's kind of why I'm doing this as well. Maybe I'll publicly put these out there and somebody else can pick up an idea or two for mine. But I mark all of my torqued bolts. So once a bolt has been torqued, you'll see that I've, like a good example, little red markings on it. That just says I've gone through and I've torqued them. And then also if I haven't torqued them, and if it's for a later step or I'm going to come back later, there's not a good example now, but I put a piece of blue tape, there's a piece of blue tape there, but I'll put a piece of blue tape on it that says, hey, I need to come back to that bolt. So just it's my reminder that I'll need to come back to it for sure. Other things, that bench, get one of those. That was a perfect size for me. I'm able to put my manual on top. I keep the commonly used tools in that little bench so I could slide it around, along with my other best purchase, this mechanics chair. It's adjustable in height, has a little lever so that you can raise up and lower very easily while you're sitting in it. And then I lay the tools, the larger tools that I'm using, down here below it and just spin them around. See, there's my torque wrench, and just spin it around as I need it. So those are a few of the things that I think just really made it a little bit easier for me to do this project so far, and I wanted to share because save yourself some headache and some back pain for sure on that chair. But if you are going to get into one of these projects, do some of these things, I think that will, if you're like me, it certainly has made a difference so far. So anyways, yeah, that's it for now. I'm going to call it a night. And I guess next I will be, I'm guessing, I haven't actually looked ahead, but I'm sure it will be the brake pads rotors on on the rear suspension. But, and I've also got to mark up a couple of bolts that I just torqued. But that's it for now.